Most men think they're chasing connection, but what they're really chasing is the feeling of finally being chosen by someone unavailable. And that's why they keep ending up in the same cycle. Some of the strongest chemistry you've ever felt was never connection. It was anxiety. It was inconsistency. It was your brain trying to solve something it couldn't control. That pull you felt, the obsession, the overthinking, the emotional highs and lows, that wasn't love growing. That was a loop forming. And the reason it feels so real is because your mind confuses emotional intensity with emotional depth. So here's the uncomfortable question. In this video, we're going to break down 7 signs that you might be addicted to emotional unavailability and calling it chemistry. Not in a dramatic, obvious way, but in subtle patterns that repeat themselves across different people. We'll look at this through the lens of attachment theory, reward psychology, and emotional conditioning, how your brain learns to associate inconsistency with desire. By the end of this, you're going to see your past connections differently, not just what happened, but why you were drawn to it in the first place, and more importantly, how to break that cycle. It usually starts like this. She replies fast one day, then disappears the next. She's warm, then distant, engaged, then cold. And instead of pulling back, you lean in harder. Here's the psychology. This pattern activates what's called intermittent reinforcement, the same mechanism behind addictive behaviors. Your brain gets rewarded unpredictably, which makes the reward feel more valuable. So you don't lose interest. You become more attached, even though the connection isn't stable. Healthy attraction feels consistent. It builds calmly. But when you're wired to respond to inconsistency, stability feels boring. The shift starts with awareness. Notice what you're reacting to. Is it connection or unpredictability? Because if it's the second one, you're not chasing her. You're chasing the feeling. And that leads into the next sign. You have intense conversations, late-night talks, vulnerability. It feels deep, real, meaningful. But then, it disappears just as quickly. This is where emotional intensity tricks you. In psychology, emotional peaks create stronger memory imprints. They feel significant, even when they're not stable. So your brain labels it as special. But depth isn't measured by intensity. It's measured by consistency over time. Anyone can create a moment. Few can maintain a connection. Start asking yourself, does this connection grow? Or does it spike and crash? Because real depth doesn't disappear overnight. And if it does, it was never depth. It was a moment. Here's a subtle one. You meet someone who's consistent. She communicates clearly. She shows interest. And instead of feeling relaxed, you feel off. Almost like something's missing. That missing feeling isn't a lack of chemistry. It's a lack of emotional chaos. If you're used to unpredictability, your nervous system adapts to it. So when things are calm, it doesn't feel exciting. It feels unfamiliar. This is tied to attachment conditioning. Your brain equates love with emotional activation. So peace feels like disconnection. But it's not. It's safety. Learning to sit in that calm, without labeling it as boring, is one of the most important shifts you can make. Because if you can't feel attraction in peace, you'll always return to chaos. It starts small. You think about her more. You prioritize her early. You emotionally commit before she does. And then when she pulls back, you feel it deeply. This is emotional overinvestment. It's not about caring too much. It's about caring too early, without evidence of stability. Psychologically, this creates an imbalance. You attach to potential, not reality. So when reality doesn't match, you chase harder. The solution isn't to shut down, it's to pace your investment. Let consistency earn your attention. Let time reveal who she actually is. Because when you invest based on imagination, you're not connecting, you're projecting. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If someone gave you exactly what you say you want, consistency, clarity, effort, would you feel more attracted? Or would you slowly lose interest? Your answer to that question explains more than your dating history ever could. She's emotionally distant, but you call her independent. She's inconsistent, but you say she's busy. She avoids deeper connection, but you label her guarded. This is rationalization. Your mind protects the attachment by reframing reality. Instead of seeing red flags clearly, you soften them, because acknowledging them would mean letting go. And that feels harder than staying. Healthy connection doesn't require constant interpretation. It's clear, it's grounded. If you find yourself constantly explaining her behavior, you're not in clarity, you're in confusion. And confusion is addictive. There's a part of you that wants to prove something. You want her to choose you, to open up, to change. It feels like a challenge. But here's the truth. Attraction isn't something you win. It's something that naturally builds. When you feel the need to earn it, you're already out of alignment. This urge often comes from validation seeking. You're not just connecting with her, you're trying to confirm your worth through her response. And that creates pressure, not attraction. The shift? Stop trying to win people who aren't showing up fully, because the more you chase that validation, the further you move from your own center. This is the final sign. Deep down, you know. You know the inconsistency isn't healthy. You know the connection isn't stable, but you can't let go. That's not love. That's emotional dependency mixed with intermittent reward. Your brain is hooked on the pattern. The highs feel too good. The lows feel too painful. And the cycle continues. Breaking this isn't about logic. It's about awareness and emotional regulation. You have to step back and see the pattern clearly. Because once you see it, it loses its power, and you regain yours. Here's the deeper truth most people avoid. You weren't attracted to her. You were attracted to how she made you feel about yourself. Wanted, sometimes. Validated. Occasionally. Uncertain. Most of the time. And that uncertainty kept you hooked. Because when you don't fully feel chosen, you try harder to earn it. And that effort creates attachment, not connection. Real connection doesn't make you question your value. It doesn't keep you guessing. It doesn't require you to chase emotional clarity. It feels calm. And for many people, that calm feels unfamiliar. But unfamiliar doesn't mean wrong. It means new. And growth always feels unfamiliar at first. If this resonated with you, then you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. Awareness is the first step. So here's something I want you to reflect on. Which of these 7 signs have shown up the most in your life? Be honest with yourself. Drop it in the comments, because the moment you name a pattern, you start breaking it. And in the next video, we're going to go deeper into something critical. Why calm, emotionally available women can feel less attractive at first. And how to retrain your mind to recognize real connection. Until then, remember this. Not everything that feels intense is meant for you.